In this video, I'm simply going to document the volume of fans on site and invite you in to what I witnessed this afternoon in the city of Calabasas. Nothing more, nothing less, to see the human element of what's often difficult to capture. Everybody's wearing their Lakers regalia. Saw a woman walking up here while I was driving up, and she had a Lakers flag wrapped around her like a cape. Bassus.
Tienzo Park will be designated as a fan gathering area.
Tienzo Park. So this is as far as the LA Sheriff's Department would let us get, and as you can see, you can't see the crash scene from this vantage point, but people are just in utter disbelief and in shock and just looking to come out and pay some respect. So while they're not even necessarily looking at anything in particular, they're just here commiserating. It was a surreal experience, to say the least. So you can see they have the streets closed, obviously. And there's really nothing to see down there. There's a park that they're going to be having a staging area for fans. And I'm sure they'll probably have their press conference there when they do. Here comes Fox 11. Here you can see fans sporting Kobe's high school number and jersey. So I asked a few people if they'd be willing to share on camera. Here's what happened. Tell me what Kobe meant to you guys.
I played basketball all through middle school and all through high school. And I think it was just amazing to see the things that he actually did and that he had accomplished. It was almost like he was some sort of alien. Right. Like he was before. On and off the court, right? He was before his time. He is and will forever be timeless. Because he was a regular person, but he was also like a superhero. Right. And he made me realize that it didn't end with Michael Jordan. Like there's plenty of other great basketball players. And my stepson said it this morning. I thought he was lying. I was like, that's not true. And then my daughter said it, and then I pulled it up on my phone, and my heart sunk. Not just for him, because hopefully he's at peace, but for his wife to lose her husband and her daughter in the same breath. Like that took my breath away. Like I can't fathom her pain. Yeah, man.
And no amount of money.
I said I bet that she would give every dime back if she could just have her husband and her daughter back. So I can't even imagine what she's feeling right now.
He made life seem so easy. He on and off the court. You would think with his biggest achievements on the court that family life would be crazy for him. But he came home, he slam dunked on the court and at home. He was a father. He was a father, and with me being an entrepreneur and trying to juggle everything, sometimes at home it's like, yo, what am I doing? Am I still at work? And he was able, he showed the world that he made mistakes, but he was able to juggle the both. Like you said, a superhero. That's what he meant to me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What's going through your mind, man? What?
Man, I was just shocked. I was watching the football game, the Pro Bowl, as insufficient as it is, and then hearing about Kobe Bryant, I just said to myself, wow, seriously? I watched the guy from day one. I was like, maybe 9 or 10 at the time.
Right.
I was collecting basketball cards. One of my first basketball cards was a Kobe Bryant rookie card.
Okay.
I was like,
still have it?
For trading and everything.
You still have it?
I still have it. Okay. Still my card album.
Right.
Straight, you know, I watched his last game, you know, start to finish.
Right.
And, you know, he had so much going on, you know, beyond basketball.
Sure.
His kids, and then I found out his daughter playing. It's tragic.
Yeah.
He's the greatest.
Well, and especially, I don't think people realize, because people are watching from all over the world, mostly in the States, but all over the world, people don't really realize how much of a Los Angeles icon he is, you know, and
comparing to Michael Jordan, comparing to LeBron, you know, he sits above the rest in LA.
Yeah.
One of the all-time greats. 41.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Such a young guy.
Yeah.
Family man.
Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Go by.
Sure.
You know, especially knowing that how meaningful he is to the city of Los Angeles.
Right. So you seem like a young guy. I mean, you probably grew up with him.
You know,
Yep.
I'm 37, almost 38 years old, so I actually grew up in his early era.
Okay.
And the three-peat, and then I came back again to live in LA, and I saw him also going through his next major stage in his reign. Definitely a big part of our lives.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And thank you. Why don't you tell us what's going through your mind right now?
Well, when I heard about it this morning, it was very devastating to hear about Kobe Bryant. I think he's one of the best LA Lakers has ever had, next to Jerry West, Will Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, Gail Goodrich, and all those good guys, and Shaquille O'Neal, and so many names you can mention about the good basketball players. But what saddens me is he's a family man, and one of his daughters also was killed in the crash, and it very saddens me because I have 2 daughters, and it hits you home right here.
Sure.
Very surreal. You know, you expect that a public figure such as Bryant, who has done so much for the game of basketball and who is loved by many, would be around. You know, his daughter was on the helicopter as well. Said to be reported as one of the daughters who was taking after him with respect to the game of basketball. They are reported to have either been going to or from a game. So it's very tragic that, as you can see, like with the outpouring of support, I'm pretty sure that there are many questions in the minds of fans, and just the curiosity is just building on the curiosity on top of the curiosity, but we are without one Kobe Bryant, who went to Lower Marion High School in Philadelphia. Came out, I believe it was the '96 draft or the '95 draft. I can't remember, but came into the league with D-Fish and started as a Laker and remained a Laker. We have to give some respect to Jerry West for bringing him, recruiting him to the Lakers. And, we didn't know who he was. We went through all kind of evolutions with Kobe, from, slickhead to Afro Kobe, when he won the championship in 2000. We saw a young man come into the league, and, I believe he won the dunk contest. I remember Brandy was, at that particular one, rooting for him and all that kind of stuff. And, he is, he would become the heir to Michael Jordan. Their paths intersected. They both played in the league at the same time. But he was clearly the person who would, pick up the torch. And he didn't get 6 rings. I always thought, well, maybe LeBron's here on the team now. Maybe he can come out of retirement for 1 season and go get that 6th ring. But that's not I believe, I don't think that's who he was. And clearly, you know, when he said that he was stepping away from the game, he stepped away from the game on his own terms. And, you know, the game and the world will miss Mr. Kobe Bryant. So God bless you. Wherever you are in heaven, my brother, your family, many, many prayers to what we are sure is a very, very hard and trying time. And, you know, when this story leaves the media cycle, you know, it's his family who will be left with grieving, you know, him for the rest of their lives. So those types of prayers that go out to him and his family, and, you know, so yeah.
So I ran into another news guy who told me that if I went down the road a different way, I could get a shot of the wreckage on the hillside there in Calabasas. And lo and behold, in one of the businesses that was shut down since it was a Sunday, a bunch of people were gathering, and I showed up there with the big glass, which is a 200 to 500 millimeter lens, and even it was a bit insufficient. So I'm going to show you some of the full frame shots that it did, some of the video, and then we'll zoom in a little bit on some of the still shots that I was able to get. So the weather cooperated a bit. The sun came out. You can see there's still a bit of smoldering wreckage. You can see some firefighters and probably some investigators on site. You can see a debris field and not a whole lot much more. So we're going to go to some still photographs and zoom in.